What's up, guys? I'm Skittles, and I'm going to be talking about the top 5 rookies for the upcoming season. Okay, first, I'm starting off with a guy that's probably not going to be top 5 this year because of lack of minutes. But Jared Sullinger, for the 21st pick for Boston, he was a steal. Has great mentors in Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Rajon Rondo passing the ball. So he comes in, he's not going to get a lot of minutes, but in the long run, I think he's going to have a good career. So starting off with number 5, I think the 5th will be Thomas Robinson with 12 points and 7 rebounds. He comes in with a good situation because he comes in with a low post teammate, and DeMarcus Cousins, who's gonna probably demand a double team at some points in the game. So comes in and he's gonna have a chance to play a little with the more of the focus not being on him like it was at Kansas. So I think he has a good chance to be a top 5 rookie this year. So at number 4, I have Harrison Barnes. And Harrison Barnes, he's kind of lucky that he got drafted 7th by the Golden State Warriors, because if he'd gone any higher, he probably would not be in the playoffs next year. See, he comes in, and he's probably going to start right off the bat, and he's probably going to average maybe about 14 points and 4 rebounds per game. So if everybody's healthy on that team, he should make the playoffs in his first year. So I mean, really, any player really wants is to make the playoffs and make it to the finals. So if he gets a chance of that, I think he'll be the 4th rookie with the best rookie year. So then 3rd, I have Damian Lillard at the 6th pick for Portland. So really, nobody ever talked about Damian Lillard before maybe about a month before the draft. So I guess it really helps him coming into the NBA. I mean, a lot of people didn't really watch him, so he has the chance to be unknown, kind of like Jeremy Lin. Even though he's a high draft pick, people don't really know how he played. So he has a good chance to come a little more under the radar than most high picks. So I think he's going to average about 16 points and 4 assists if everything goes well. And considering the talent they already have on that team, with LaMarcus Aldridge and Nicholas Batum and fellow rookie Meyers Leonard, so I think he could also have a chance of making the playoffs. That's if everybody stays healthy, because that's another thing in Portland, not just in Golden State, where health is always a problem. So if everybody can stay healthy, he has people to pass to, and he'll be able to score like he did in Weber State. So I think he's going to have a good rookie year. So at 2nd, I have Anthony Davis, number 1 to New Orleans. I have him averaging about 10 points and 8 rebounds. See, the reason I have him not scoring let's say 14 points is because he doesn't really, besides Grievous Vasquez, doesn't have another real point guard on his team. If Austin Rivers, he's going to be commanding minutes at the 1 or 2, and Eric Gordon, with respect to Grievous Vasquez, is better than him. So it's not going to be Eric Gordon that's going to be coming out as much. So if Graves Vasquez is not in, it's going to be Austin Rivers. And Austin Rivers is more of a shooting guard than really a point guard. So he's not going to have a pass first guard, and it's going to be hard for him to score, especially because he's very raw post talent. So he's going to have a tough time to start out. So I think he'll be second in voting next year. But the number one goes to Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. He's the best perimeter defender in the draft in 2012. So he's gonna come in with the team that had the worst percentage-wise. Well, because of the lockout seasons, they wouldn't be able to know if they would have the worst record wins-wise. So he comes into the worst team in history, record-wise. And he's probably going to have a little more offense than he did at Kentucky. Considering Kentucky had all their starters were drafted. They had 4 in the first round, 1 in the second round. Which one of those first rounders being obviously Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. So he had Anthony Davis, Marquise Teague, Doran Lamb, and Terrence Jones. Which, considering all the talent he had, to average 12 points in his freshman season, that's pretty good. And since he's such a good defender, I think he's going to have, in his first season, the most impact on his team. And I think he's going to average 14 points and 6 rebounds and maybe 1.5 steals because he's a good defender and he's a lockdown defender. So I also think that he can really help his team the most out of these people because this team he's coming into a team that just hired a new coach who's more about like a fast break than Silas was. So he comes into a good situation, a good system for him. Not that he doesn't have a lot of talent around him, but he does have another defender who's not the best offensive weapon, but he's good enough, Bismack Biyombo. And they could form a good duo as defenders at the 3 and the 4. And I think he's really going to help the Charlotte Bobcats not be the worst team in history again. So that's why I think he's going to be Rookie of the Year. And maybe not the best career out of all of the rookies, but he's going to have a good Rookie of the Year. So that's it. I'm out.